Alright, here are solutions to quiz 6 for Math 111. Let's see, the first question, we're asked to complete the square on f of x up here and use that form to find the vertex of f of x. Alright, so looking at f of x up here, the problem is that the leading coefficient is not a 1, it's a 2. So what we do is we factor out that 2 from the x squared and from the 8x. And then leave the 3 out here. If you want, you could factor it out from the 3 also, but there's no need to. And then we have to complete the square on this stuff inside the parentheses. So what we do, what I like to do, is kind of make some big parentheses there. Leave the 2 and the plus 3. And then we'll need to write something in these parentheses that's the same as x squared minus 4x. And so what that will end up being is x minus 2 squared. Because if we FOIL this out, we'll get x squared minus 4x, but the problem is we'll also get a plus 4. So you have to subtract 4 so that what's in these big parentheses is the same as what's in these parentheses. And we're almost done here. Now, since we have this 2 outside these big parentheses, we'll distribute that back in and get it to look like this. 2 times x minus 2 squared is 2x minus 2 squared, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Plus 3. So finally, instead of minus 8 plus 3, we can write minus 5. And what's kind of nice is this form right here is just a bunch of transformations of the parabola f of x equals x squared. Let's see, this 2 stretches it, doesn't do anything to the vertex. This minus 2 moves the vertex right by 2. So our x coordinate will be 2. And this negative 5 moves it down by 5. So our y coordinate is negative 5. So this right here is our vertex. And then to find the x-intercepts, see, the x-intercepts is where the height is 0. So it's when this function equals 0, when f of x is 0. You could make this f of x up here 0, or since we already did all this work, it would be easier to just make this form of the function equal 0. And then to solve this equation for x, let's see, add 5 to both sides. And then divide by 2. And then take the square root of both sides, kind of running out of room. So let's see, when you take the square root, you have to put in a plus or minus. Square root of 5/2 is equal to x minus 2. So finally, x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 5/2. I think this is fine. I mean, you could write one of these comma 0 and then the other one comma 0 to make it match up with the homework better. But really, I'm good with just this right here. But whatever. And now the dreaded word problem. The nice thing is that it's a problem about movies. I think that was MZ's suggestion. So it's a revenue problem. We want to maximize revenue. Revenue equals price times quantity. So we want to maximize this function, but it has 2 variables. So what we have to do is come up with the way to write one of those variables in terms of the other one. And the way we do that is by reading through this. Let's see, if I let people watch my movie for free, that is, if I charge 0, 18 people will attend. So if price is 0, quantity is 18. So what's kind of nice is I just gave you the y-intercept right there as 18. And then for every additional dollar that I charge, 1 less person will attend. So if I charge $1, then 17 people will show up. So I got a point right there. So what I got here is a linear equation that looks something like this, that relates Q and P. There's a few ways to come up with this equation of the equation of this linear relationship. I think the easiest way is to note that I gave you the y-intercept as 18. So actually in this case we can start straight with y equals mx plus b, because we're given that b equals 18 and that m, the slope, is negative 1. Maybe instead of y and x, it would make more sense to put in a q and a p, since we're using q's on this axis and q's on the y-axis, p's on the x-axis. So what we have here is quantity equals -1p plus 18. And so going back to our original problem, we want to maximize revenue. That is, we want to find the vertex of the quadratic function for revenue. And instead of price times quantity, we can say that revenue is equal to price times, well, quantity is equal to -p plus 18. So instead of writing Q, you can write -p plus 18. So this gives us -p squared plus 18p. And so this right here is a parabola. To maximize it, we want to find the vertex. To find the vertex, we complete the square. So let's see, if you factor out a -1, you get p squared minus 18p. Again, kind of running out of room, so we'll jump up here. Now we can do the completing the square step. On the inside of these parentheses, we have p squared minus 18p. So what we write is p minus 9 squared. But the problem is p minus 9 squared is not the same as p squared minus 18. We end up with 81 too many over here, so you have to subtract that 81. And really we're done here if you want to be done here, because you just need to find the p coordinate of the vertex. But in order to make it look, I'll finish it up, because all the other problems, we go one more step, we distribute that negative back in to get to here, because this right here is a transformation of the parabola. We move it to the right by 9 and then up by 81. So the vertex of the parabola, the p-value is at 9. So the price that we should charge to maximize revenue, so I don't know, maybe vertex is equal to 981. So charge $9. And that's it. That's the solution, and that's the end of the quiz.